It's so silly.
It's silly, but we love it.
Yeah, I was wasting 15 minutes. I had some fun with the video editing. Hello, everyone.
How are you all doing? Welcome back to now we've finally dried out after the backyard weekend. How's everyone doing? Hopefully all those who ran with Rasselbock have recovered, because
I should hope so by now.
Well, yeah,
10 days.
I know some people. We saw some people a few days afterwards, and they were literally hobbling. But yeah, hopefully you've all recovered. Those who are running at Cowshed, well done.
Congratulations.
And hopefully you've recovered as well, because I think you had slightly more preferable weather than we did.
Yeah, we'll get to it, but it was treacherous.
It was a bit wet. Yes, yeah. So welcome to the catch-up. I think this is probably mainly going to be focused on the Rasselbock backyard, mainly because
we know so much about it.
Yeah,
there's plenty to say,
and we don't have anyone to interview this week, so
it's just us.
Why not just fill it with what we know. Yeah. Which is not very much, but
no. So we got catch up on Rasselbock.
Yep.
We've got Cowshed to chat about. They had the Four Nations event, so that's quite interesting. We've got a few coming up. We've got Putney Loop.
I think we've got Manchester as well. Manchester Backyard Ultra is coming for their inaugural event. And then after then it's the big one, the one that everyone's been waiting for.
Yeah, we've got the UK teams coming up.
Well, the world teams. This is a whole thing that will go in with a future episode. We're gonna have Lindley over to chat about the team and what to expect.
Good stuff.
But we'll talk about that later. Just a nice chilled out one. So I hope you got your drinks. We've got a lot of photos and a lot of videos to kind of get through.
Yeah, we got content.
Yeah, we got a lot today. Jonathan's been busy just clipping up bits of clips and downloading images, so be prepared for a media brain haul.
Yeah, there's stories to tell. There's a lot of stories, a lot of people
to tell.
And we got people to tell, I'm sure. So, Rasselbock, we have a winner.
Yes, back again with his second winner, the Rasselbock Backyard Ultra, Richard Thompson. He won our very first backyard back in
2023.
Yeah, what year were we in?
March 23.
2023.
Richard Thompson took the win.
Yep.
Came back. He was determined to win this one. He was very confident in winning this one. And then he won it.
Yeah. So 29 yards. So not as far as we expected, but considering the insane storms that we had,
we'll get to it. But 29, it's quite an achievement in what he went through.
We were pretty impressed that most people hung on till 24 yards because it just went on and on and on, the rain and so
assisted by Keith Burge and Michelle White. That's the first time and the only time I'll say Michelle White, because she only says she's Michelle when she's naughty.
Yes.
So from now on it's Shell White and Keith Burge gave the assist.
They both dropped out. They got back in the crowd to start and then shook hands with Richard and said, "Off you tots." Which was just all too wet.
Both of them still very awake, very capable, but just soaked to the bone. Yeah. Didn't want to go.
I think at one point they said they've just been wet for 24 hours, and after that, you just don't want to carry on.
If it's cold, you can get warm.
Yeah. If it's wet, you get dry, and then you go back out and you're wet again. So it's
going to be so grating on your mind knowing that I'm just going to be wet.
Another hour in the damp.
Yep, and then I get back, and then I'll be out in the rain again.
Yeah, but before we go fully into it, we'll have a quick chat about Cowshed.
We'll start with what we don't know.
Yeah, we were hoping we were going to have Mark, the race director, on, but he is unfortunately busy with a Run Club committee meeting, which is
we'll leave him alone.
A little bit more exciting than this.
So their winner was Kieran Day with 35. Yep. So they beat us. So be it.
Boo.
The storm was working its way up from the south, and we were below them.
Yeah.
So I think you can see in the pictures that they posted on Facebook the Sunday, it's just starting to grey over. It's just starting to
like the
change.
Storm was coming.
It's just starting to show its face.
Yeah. But
I didn't do a pronunciation check, so this time I'm going to let Eric have a go.
The
assist by
Robert Pagosa.
with a B.
With a B, not a P. Bagosa.
With 34.
Yeah.
So huge congratulations to them both. A mammoth effort.
Yep.
And I think the course record.
Yes, yeah, it was Sarah Perry got the course record in 2022, I think, with 33 yards. So they smashed it. Brand new course record.
Yep.
After the delay of the event, after the storms that they had back in April, it's nice to see them get a new record. So
yeah. And it looked like a really good event. They had the coffee van, the food van, everyone hanging out.
I think Mark was making pizzas at one point for everyone. So
I think it's almost a new standard for a backyard now. You've got to
have food. You got to have food for everyone.
Feed them, caffeinate them.
Yeah, just throw coffee and pizza at people and everyone's happy. Yeah. New course record. They had 114 starters. First one dropped out. Did not start lap 2 or not get back
did
on
not start lap 2.
Okay.
Oh, I rate it. Some people just want to have a go.
Yeah, I mean, I did my first one. I did 1 yard. Went out on the second. I was like, you know what?
One's a nice round number.
Yeah, I'll round it up to 1. And it's like, keep it at that. So they had 12 in their 24-hour club. And
I think we beat them in that regard.
Yeah,
not that it's a competition.
we have to win something against them.
Yeah, so they had 12 in their 24-hour club, and then continued to up to 35.
Yeah,
we had 13 in our 24-hour club, so margins.
Yeah, but it's it was also the Four Nations. So for those of you who don't know how that works, you've got England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales. And they all had the same amount of runners of their nationality in their team, and all the yards that they make, all the yards that they run, add up into one big total, and then the totals of each country kind of battle it out.
Yeah, so it's a regional competition: England versus Scotland versus Ireland versus Wales, and I think Scotland was very stacked. I think Wales couldn't fill their running quota, and Scotland had many great runners.
Yeah.
So they took the win. Scotland took the win.
Yeah, I think we've got a wee graphic.
Our first graphic.
Oh, there's too many things. There we go. So that was the result. So the combined yardage of each team. See, England was very close. But
I think it's a very commendable effort from Team England, seeing the names on the Scotland roster.
Yeah, there was a lot of names on the Scotland roster who are going to be, just big runners.
Yeah, at large list tier runners.
Yeah.
From Team
but
Scotland.
To be fair, England had the Parkins, who I'm pretty sure are probably watching. So you can always expect good things from both of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's a very interesting thing. Unfortunately, we didn't get to follow it that much because we were trying to keep everything inside the tents dry.
And failing
massively. But yeah, it was from what we've heard, it was a great event, good fun. Everyone had great time. And there are the results. Yeah. Hopefully we'll get Mark on probably after the nationals, the world teams, and he can fully explain what went down.
So not a huge deep dive into Cowshed, but there's your results, there's your winners. Congratulations, Kieran Day, and the assist from Robert Bukoska. Perhaps
going with an accent as well, risky.
I couldn't even tell you the region. But entries are open for 2025.
So they're going to be sticking with their September date now. So they used to always be in April, now they're going to be in September. And I think it's the 20th of September next year. Entries are open now on Greener Miles
running. Yeah. They fully expect this to sell out. Yeah,
I think they're accepting. So if you want to join as a team and kind of take part in the Four Nations as well, from what I understand from his post, I think you can enter as a team and kind of
do like a competition within the competition.
Yeah,
which is cool.
It's kind of like Inception of backyard running. Really.
Yeah, you still just got to run as far as you can, but there's a new element. So check it out. Greener Miles running. Entries are live 20th of September next year. It'll be great. It was great this year, so don't miss it.
Hopefully we'll be there next year to live stream and just cheer people on.
Hopefully, if we've recovered from our one.
Yeah, because ours is the week before, and if it's raining, then we may still be drying out.
We're quite fed up of being in the rain.
Yeah. But yeah, speaking of rain and Rasselbock, I think it's probably review time of what went down with us.
Let's do it. Start at the beginning.
Yeah.
setup. It was pretty simple.
Yeah.
Everything went quite well. We got the marquee a day early, so everything went in.
Toilets rocked up pretty much a day early, so we were like, well, it's got all this time to twiddle our thumbs, really.
In the right place. The sun was out. It was chilly, but the sun came out.
It was kind of what you expect for like an autumn day.
Yeah. Not a sign of anything to come at all.
No, but the Saturday was it was beautiful. It started off blue skies, probably about 12, 13 degrees, so almost kind of like spot on kind of conditions for the forest running.
Well, Richard Thompson, he came back in off his first or second lap, and he was saying, this is not a quote, it's not direct, but the conditions are perfect for a long backyard. The ground is dry. I think he came back in 5 minutes before he wanted to, so his pace was off in a good way. These are words that would go on to age quite poorly.
Yes.
But to start with, the first 6-7 hours,
bringing close to 8. It was just perfect weather, everything you kind of want, and as Richard said, it was like these are perfect conditions. It's
Eric, bring up the cornhole video.
The corn, I'll go. The video. Ooh.
Race started. We didn't have a dropout.
Will be. Yes, 2 dropouts on our platform. We had Sarah Simmons. Will be. Also, will
And he's been getting into park runs. He says he's not run a distance like this in many years. He was, not to broadcast things, but the oldest runner that we had, I think he was in his 70s.
Possibly. Vic can shout at us otherwise. But he was, I think he wanted to hit a half marathon. He hadn't run more than a few miles in a long time. He was coming in like with a minute left, and everyone was like, oh, he's not going to get back in, but every single time he went round that race arch and straight back into the corral again.
It's always so nice to see kind of the parting of the starting corral, as everyone just kind of like, in he comes, in he comes.
No, I hope someone managed to get some videos of that, because it was like yard 2, 3 and 4, like he was just coming in, and
an absolute trooper. And to kind of take up long distance running in your 70s,
to be honest, take up long distance running at any age, but at 70 it's
commendable. So round of applause for our first finishers. Someone has to break the ice.
So Aubrey and Sarah Simmons, absolute legends, really.
Congratulations to them both.
But that was pretty much where the nice weather and everything that was glorious about the day kind of finished at that point. After then, got to the night started rolling in, and so did the clouds, and we went out to kind of switch around the night route, because we've got a small section that changes, and I cycled all the way out there, just hearing the thunder and the lightning just getting closer and closer.
I don't want to say it became panic stations.
It was
we were concerned.
I was sitting out waiting for the runners at the night loop corner, and I was just sitting there in the dark, just like looking up through the gaps in the trees, and you could just see the whole sky just lighting up. And probably no more than 5 miles away, they were getting lightning hit the ground, and you just hear the thunder echoing through the forest. It was really kind of
it was coming up from the south, and we were watching every weather channel that we could find, and you can see here on the image, it was coming north and north and north, and then just as it came to us, it decided to bugger off to Chesterfield.
It pretty much just like the thunder and lightning skimmed the forest.
We were watching it. It was so close. We could see it. We could hear it. People were asking us what happens when the lightning gets here. We were thinking flags are coming down, race arches coming down.
We got very, very close. The thunder and lightning hit the south side of the forest, so we were about 2k away from just calling
it. Scooched. The lightning, that is, the rain proceeded to come along a little while later.
The rain just didn't stop once it arrived.
I mean, it really came in. The thunder and lightning passed, and when the rain came in, we're talking midnight on the Saturday.
I think it's even a little bit early. It's probably about 10:30, 10 o'clock.
It was around here where we were thinking, like, do we call this? Like, at what point is it not safe for people out there?
Yeah, there's some runners who are coming back and saying that they were running through the tracks that were dry just like 2 hours before, and it was up past the ankles, just river,
Kind of
just running
river.
down with them.
And these people with wet feet for just hours and hours on end. It was torrential rain.
So
it was proper rain.
I don't think we've got any good videos of how bad the rain was, because at that time we were kind of just running around trying to save anything electric, save anything pretty much from getting absolutely destroyed.
Including our runners.
Yeah, including the runners. But yes.
These are some pictures from our community of, I think our marshals were out there just there's no point trying to stay dry. That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Just
like the cycling marshal that we have at the back of the pack would just go out dry, and then they'd come back and they'll be absolutely drenched, absolutely sodden. And
slight detour, but we had trees, saplings for the people that did not finish. I had a little wooden tag on. They're lovely. Our one's not doing so well. The leaves are starting to fall off, but we might need to get this one in a pot sooner rather than later.
Yeah, so if anyone would like some trees, we have about 15 left. You won't get the DNF tags because, you didn't run. But if you want any more trees, then you're more than welcome to take them off our hands.
They are cherry, plum...
Or plum cherry.
Plum cherry trees.
Yeah,
and they will bear fruit, and birds love them. Flying birds love them.
As opposed to non-flying birds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Excellent. Sorry,
where were we?
Something about the rain, I think. But yeah, the rain was just
I think
horrendous.
We were probably within an hour, maybe within 2 hours of actually we should cancel this. We should bring everyone in and just be like, sorry guys.
It was pretty much when the runners came back and said they were running through rivers that don't really exist in the forest. That was when we're like, okay, let's see what it's like when they come back, and if they're still saying it's bad, then we're going to call it.
See, the problem with ultra runners is they will say it's fine.
Yeah,
they're here to run.
Yeah, they won't. They don't say when it's bad. It's just like, it's.
No, I need to go out and do more yards. I've got goals to hit.
Yeah,
but as race directors, there's a responsibility to keep people safe.
Yeah,
and you do have to think about that.
So yeah, we were very close, but thankfully, about half an hour after they all went out on that lap, it slowed down. It didn't stop, but it slowed down enough to where the groundwater could kind of disperse.
The runners were saying that because this was head torch hours, the beam of light here, very thick rain coming down, the visibility was literally kind of like 1.5 feet.
Yeah,
just like looking down at the ground, reacting to what's happening. The Twitch clip there of
the annoying thing is, like, on the camera it doesn't look that bad, but it was
torrential. I think is an accurate word. That's not over exaggerating. And even if it's just a bit of rain, being out in it hour on hour on hour is bad enough.
I know
this is the kind of rain that hits you.
I know a lot of the runners were saying, combination of the head torch and the rain, you couldn't see more than a metre ahead of you.
No.
So the fact that we had so many people manage to get that far, pretty much.
13 people hitting 24 hours.
I think we've got a little graphic of the dropout rates. So
and it's a very, very clear
you
depiction.
You can see where the rain started.
When the rain came and when the rain started to ease off.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the wrong photo.
That's the wrong one. Can't have that one yet. There we go.
The vertical bars are the number of people that dropped out on each yard. And we were doing so well.
We had so many people still in, hardly any dropouts, and then
around 9 or 10 o'clock.
Yeah, so look where the rain arrived.
The heavens really opened, and a lot of people were troopers. A lot of people were saying, it's fine, I'll run in the rain.
Yeah.
A lot of people did not.
Yeah, but even those who said it was fine, I'll run in the rain, after 2-3 hours, they're like, you know what, I've run in the rain now, I'm done.
A lot of time to change your mind, and you only have to change your mind once.
Mm-hmm.
You can't get back in again.
No, when you're done, you're done.
So there's the steep downturn at the 8-hour mark there.
Yeah.
Usually you're looking double figures. People drop out. 12 hours, that's a good milestone.
Yeah.
People drop out. And then 24. I don't think we had a bump on any of those numbers.
No, it was just 9 till kind of 15, where it was just, that was when it rained. And then after then, it was just the slow, steady dropout that you kind of expect.
Yeah.
So it's a shame, but, I mean, you cannot you cannot say anything bad about any of the runners who took that event on, because
heavens no.
you know what they managed with those conditions was absolutely
It's so
incredible.
commendable.
I do want to say, if anyone's watching who's at Rasselbock, if you've got any stories or any points that you want to point out from the event or questions, pop them in the chat, and then we can kind of share them with people.
We can Q&A it up at the end.
Yeah. So yeah, that was our dropout rate, and you can very clearly see where the rain started and then just did not end.
Yeah, it backed off. We could say it backed off. But I think we lost between hour 9 and hour 15. More than half of the people that were running had stopped running.
Yeah. But no, it was still an incredible event. We had a great fun, despite losing so much equipment to the rain. I think lots of stuff genuinely got washed away. We had to go try and dig stuff out again, kind of on the course. Lots of signs and glow sticks were just kind of like, oh yeah, that's definitely not where we left those. Yeah, speaking of the 24-hour runners, let's press the magic buttons again. So this is our 24-hour club.
There we are. Don't we look great?
Well, yeah, the two who didn't run, we just bombarded it, gate crashed it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had 13 runners hit that 24-hour mark, and yeah, just had,
not to say too much, but this fella on the right here with the beanie on, it was so grateful that he actually got into this 24-hour photo club, because he was not doing very well. I've got a series of photos of him like, yes, I've got over the finish line, and then we come along and go, camera, everyone stand here. And he's leaning on the race arch, and he just wants to sit down, and it's like, now let's have some more with us in them.
Yeah,
poor fella.
You just hear him just being like, oh no,
please let me sit. He was done.
Yeah, but yeah, that was the start of the 24-hour club. You see everyone is absolutely drenched. But yeah, definitely very, very determined people. Chris has said in the chat, I watched the stream for a lot of the event, and it brought back memories of the Bannister event in 2023.
Yeah. If you were there in 2023 at the Bannister event, we did a 24-hour track event, and it rained. It rained.
That rain was not as bad as this.
I'd say they were possibly on par. This one took the win.
Yeah,
it was worse.
Yeah, it was bad. Yeah, it was definitely wet.
So well played if you stayed at home and watched instead of being there. We really tried to make a nice area for people to hang out. We had chairs, we had the cornhole.
You probably saw the cornhole video, and it was just a nice little courtyard.
It was unbelievable rain.
Yeah. But anyway, we should stop talking about the rain, really.
Put it on a backyard in the UK, it's so weather dependent.
Yeah.
And anything can happen at any point of the year.
Yeah.
It could rain whenever.
Well, you look at the one we had in March. During the night, it was -4 degrees. You look at Cowshed, that was meant to happen in April. That got flooded off. Then Suffolk this year in June, they just had a massive wind gust come through for about half an hour. Just pretty much just blew gazebos away, knocked over the race arch.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
And you just can't tell. Like, it doesn't matter what time of the year it is. You could just get that split bit of weather, just British weather. Just go, you know what? Hit some lightning.
Yeah.
And you're
your
like,
little camp.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Not there anymore. It's like Zeus just going, hoo-hoo.
So we've got to 24 hours, and then we kind of whittled our way down to the final 3 or 4 runners, who were very confident despite all the rain, just bubbly, happy.
Yeah.
They all said that they would just keep on going. The rain didn't seem to bother them. The energy was up, and we were starting to think there's potential that this backyard could carry on and carry on and carry on.
At least go a little bit further than where it ended up.
Yeah, and I think there was just a brief lull in motivation. The feeling of
so our final
that's very good.
White
go again.
And so they all said, they still felt great. The only thing that was stopping them was being wet for so long.
So, talking to them individually, Richard Thompson, he said he's still waiting for the event where he could run 60.
Yeah.
Shell White was saying, the UK female record, what's that? Maybe I'll go for that.
Yeah. She was like, oh, my son's picking me up, but he might not get here till tomorrow, so I'll just keep running until tomorrow.
Yeah.
We were like,
these runners,
okay.
they were just. It was so confident that things would go into night 2 that I left sight.
Yeah.
I went home to get a space heater. We got a propane space heater. I thought, we're going to need this.
Yeah.
We're going to night 2. Maybe we can dry some things out. I get home, get a message from Eric and say, it's game over.
Yeah, and he got back and everyone had finished.
I think it was just a shake hands in the finish line. I don't want to run anymore. I could. I don't want to.
Yeah.
And they literally sent Richard Thompson out.
Yeah,
Enjoy your win.
I think we got a little clip of you can kind of just see it.
I love this clip because you can see how worried Eric is.
Yeah.
Eric's trying to have a nice conversation, but also there's about 30 seconds until the yard starts.
Yeah,
so
and then it's 10 seconds, and then it's just like,
why is there no one in our starting corral? You see him in a second. He just kind of shots off to one side and yells, 30 seconds.
But yeah, it was for those who weren't there. We had a big marquee for the solo runners where Shell and Keith were kind of camped up in, and it probably would take about 10 seconds to get from there to the start corral. And I was just like, come on, and there's a little bit of delay in the video compared to the timer. So they just got into the start corral as the bell was going.
But they had
as you can
enough.
see, yeah, they'd obviously gone into the marquee and said to each other,
So this is a bit rubbish now.
and that was it. It was just a case of shaking hands with Richard and being
Up you go.
Yeah.
Enjoy your victory. Like, you can have this one. It's wet.
Yeah, and then they just went back into the marquee for an hour and literally just like peeled off socks that had fused to their feet.
There were so many people running through the night that weren't wearing layers. They were just down to the chest.
Yeah.
Just because you can't get more wet if it's just your
if
skin.
it's just your skin.
Yeah, that's the most waterproof part of you. So why have layers on just with weird frictions and stuff?
Yeah, Craig Short said in the chat, "This is my first backyard ultra. When the rain didn't put me off. Coming back next year for Hardwick. I didn't start lap 14, but came back at midday the next day to see the 24-hour club.
That's what we like to hear.
So much respect for everyone, but especially those who lasted so long." And he also says there was a lot of singing out on the course.
Yes, we have a sign that says honk if you're a silly goose. And there was a video from the delirium hours of one of our previous ones of maybe 30 people walking up a hill and arr, arr.
Yeah, or just honking at everybody else.
Yeah, the delirium hours are quite like that.
Yeah. So yeah, that was it. It was Richard was our eventual winner of this year's backyard.
Yep, takes his second Rasselbock Backyard Ultra champion win. Good job.
Champion win.
Yeah. I trailed off there.
Yeah, so you got Shell White there on the left, who got the furthest distance for a female, and then Richard Thompson stood next to a very small-looking me.
Yeah, the indomitable Richard Thompson.
Yes, yeah.
Who is still waiting for the event where he can go to 60. But
yeah, it's just quite funny because he's quite tall. Like every one of his strides is probably about twice as many as mine.
Mm-hmm.
So I could imagine if I actually went out and did a lap with him, it would just be a case of every step that he does, I have to do 2 to keep up.
Yeah, just every now and then just bouncing along.
Yeah, but we definitely have not seen the most out of Richard, for sure.
No.
I think we can expect to see a 60.
It's
more.
just finding a runner that could keep up with him, because there's no point being a 60-yard runner at a backyard that's doing 29 like we did.
But also at the same time, you need those perfect conditions.
Yeah.
Because you could have all the best runners, but if it was weather like today, even though he got to 29 happily, you might get to 35 and be like, actually now I'm feeling it.
Yeah, and in this country it's a real roll of the dice. You get what you're given. That's your weather. And
but yeah, we've got Richard Thompson. I'm pretty sure is signed up again for March. We have Shell White, who's there, got the furthest female distance. She's also signed up for March. from what we gathered, she wants to try and take the female British record again.
And I think she could do it.
Yeah,
Looking
quite
at her
easily.
run 25 hours in, she wasn't concerned. She wasn't fatigued.
But that would be great because that would mean three of our backyards in March, all consecutively, have all managed to get a new British female record.
Yeah, it seems to be the place to do it.
Hopefully. I don't want to jinx it. Shell, get your running shoes on.
So we've got a picture here of our backyarding history.
Yes.
So we knocked it out of the park with a 36-hour.
We like to say we knocked it out of the park. Richard Thompson knocked it out
Oh
of the
yeah,
park.
no, we put on a really good backyard
Yeah.
where we managed to get 36 yards.
Our reason that they got no. That was all Richard and Karen and all the other runners who showed up for that first one.
Yeah.
Got an amazing 36 yards.
But it went so well, and we had such a good time that we kind of last minute decided to throw on a backyard mini. So it was capped at 24 hours.
So an unofficial one.
Yeah, it was. You can't say it's a backyard ultra because it has a time limit.
Yeah.
But it was a good way for people to dip their toes in. So our second one, 24 hours, no winner.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's strange to have a 24-hour race with
no
winner.
one wins. Yeah, I think there's about 7 or 8 people who managed to hit the 24-hour.
Yeah,
mark,
and
so.
that was a good event. It was a lot of work to then go 24 hours, everyone go home.
Yeah, and then take it down.
So you see why we upgraded it
Yes,
this year to the full thing. There's no point in the 24.
And then looking back at spring, the one that happened just in March just now, Mike Graffin took the win, Sarah Perry took the assist.
That was a good event. It was
great.
bitterly cold.
-4 at night, thick frost over everything.
Yeah, the flags froze. I put zip ties around my ankles to keep the air out.
Stop the cold air getting up your jeans.
It was as cold then as it was wet last week.
Yes, yeah.
And then we're due a win on the weather front.
Sure, we just want one where we have nice weather.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then obviously autumn this year, we got 29 yards. Richard Thompson, as we've talked about already.
I put a little raining bar just on there, just so we can remember in the future.
Yeah. It was a wet one.
It was wet.
Yes, then we're back in March, fully sold out. We've got a pretty extensive waiting list.
People
of about
want to get
40.
in March. It's to the point now where if someone messages and goes, "Have you got a wait list?" It's like, we do. It's very long, so we're just it's done.
But we're expecting good things as long as the weather plays ball.
Mm-hmm. We have some good names.
Yeah.
I think there's no reason it couldn't be a 60-yard event.
Yeah, especially if Richard Thompson's there.
Yeah, definitely.
But we always ask at kind of registration or when sign up, how many would you like to hit or like what you're expecting to hit. And I think it works out as we've got about 28 people want to do 36 or more. And that ranges right up to 60. So we're really keeping our fingers crossed that
there's potential for the 24-hour club to be a drone shot.
Yeah. Just because we can't get
we've
everyone
had
in.
a staggering number of people say, "Yeah, I'm at March and I want to hit 24."
Yeah, but again, never know what's going to happen. One step at a time. We'll see where it ends up, really.
And then we recently launched autumn next year with a brand new venue.
Woo!
We're very excited.
A new venue for the backyard. Not a new venue if you know Rasselbock events.
Yes.
We hold our 6-hour looped events here. We do it about 3 or 4 times a year now. And they finally
liked it so much.
Yeah, they finally caved and said yes, we can do a backyard. Yeah. So it's a National Trust site. It's parts of it English heritage. It's absolutely stunning estate. Yeah. Anyone who's been there knows. Yeah. And sorry, the cat is just being adorable.
Anyone that has run the Hardwick Cobble, the Hardwick Call event that we usually do, might be thinking, boy, there's a big hill at Hardwick Call.
Yeah.
I don't want to do a backyard on the big hill.
Turns out, if you don't include the big hill, it's very flat.
Incredibly flat.
Yeah.
We managed to put together a route that has less elevation than Sherwood Pines.
Yeah.
And we were both just stood there, sat there, looking at the route, going, this isn't right.
Really?
This is Hardwick Hall with the hill.
Yeah.
But no, we did it. I think the biggest concern at the moment is gates.
Yes.
But we're doing what we can to get the gates opened or off.
Yes.
Because no one wants to run a backyard. And
I think at the moment it's 4 gates across the whole route, so it's not horrendous. But some of them we're going to try and
we're working on it. We want
get pinned back.
Open gates.
Yes. Yeah. So that is 13th of September next year. Entries are open now. We've sold just shy of 60 places in the first 6 days.
6, okay.
6 days, yeah. It's Thursday today. So entries are open on the website if you would like to join us. We're going to be camped literally at the base of the house.
Yeah, I think just on the other side of the wall in this picture. Yeah,
so you really can't ask for much of a more picturesque location.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to be coming out of your little camp at the bell ring, the whistle blows, and look
just
up and
the house just lit up.
Silhouette of the house. And
well, they're going to light it up at night for us.
I missed that. That's even better.
So no, it's going to be good fun. Really looking forward to it. And it'll be interesting to see how well that one goes with a whole new route, a whole new venue, everything. Really.
I'd say the route is, if anything, trailier than Sherwood Pines, despite it being in a forest. There's a lot of tracks, kind of farm track. I don't want to say single file path. It's wider than imagine a single file path that's wide.
So a path. Yep. Yeah. Well done. That.
I think short parts of kind of tarmac road.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of paths, farm fields, and it's all very flat.
Yeah.
I think tree roots, little rock obstacles.
Yeah, but your normal trail, everyone knows what trail's like.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be good fun. Really, really looking forward to that, and hopefully, we'll see you join us at that one.
Yeah, it's all brand new there. It's cheaper than Sherwood Pines. It's a little cheaper for us to put on, so we've lowered the entry fee.
Yes.
So if you look at the kind of March Sherwood Pines backyard and you go,
but granted, it is still expensive. We understand that, but it's very expensive one for us to put on. We're hiring a lot of stuff, but we've got options to pay in 3 on the website. So if you would like to join us, then check out the website and see what it's all about. But I think that's probably all the Rasselbock we're going to go on about, because it's been 50 minutes now of us just going on about Rasselbock.
It was a good event.
It was. But anyway, what is coming up? Jonathan, what is coming up?
I know what's coming up. It's Putney Loop.
Putney Loop
has like a bit of a soft spot for me, because when we first started doing these live streams, I think it was the first backyard that I did research on to talk about on the stream. I think it was June.
No,
say
it was back up in March. We haven't been doing these very long.
But yeah, it was.
But Putney Loop is obviously down in London in Putney, and it's pretty much not for profit. Pretty much everything they make from it goes to whatever the local charity is. Glassdoor. There we go.
It's a charity for unhomed people.
Okay.
Or homeless people, depending on what you prefer.
Yeah. So it's a great little like community run one. And I think they do 2 a year now, so winter one and a summer one. But really, really nice. Centre of London, lots of road tracks, pavements.
I don't know if it still holds the title, but when I did the research back then, it was the flattest backyard in London.
Yeah.
Because in the UK, because it's just in London, it's in the city.
Yeah, right on the River Thames.
Tracks, pavements, bit of road. And they usually start it in the evening time.
Yes.
I think to avoid the hustle and bustle of the city. But
avoid
this time,
the tourists, avoid rush hours. Yeah.
But this time they're going for a midday start. So I think they're expecting a longer backyard.
Yeah.
It usually lasts about 20 hours.
Well, hopefully they can hit the 24-hour mark this year.
Well, that's what I was thinking. We have our own little makeshift at-large list for everything that's happened since October.
Yes, yeah.
And
it's exciting.
It only takes 24, 25 to get on that list. So Putney Loop,
could
a few weeks, could be on there. At-large list.
So we've got Putney, and then coming up after that is Manchester Backyard. Don't know much about it. There is very little information that we've kind of heard. I had a dig for the route. Couldn't find the route. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be anything on the website.
Looking for a start list. Couldn't find the start list.
Nothing seems to be on even their social pages. So we don't really have much to say about it because we can't find anything.
We're that curious. We want to know that much that we thought, hey, what are we doing on this weekend? Well, Manchester's not too far a motorway.
Don't worry, we're not running.
Trying to ruin the event by running.
Do that once.
So we thought maybe we'd not set in stone,
Yeah.
but we'll go and poke our nose in and have a look around.
See what's going on over there. But we've seen a few people in the UK Backyard group who've saying that they signed up for it. So if anyone has, drop us a message with any information. Give us a route, who's going.
Because
it'd just be interesting to know.
it would be nice for them to make a splash. It's like, we got a new backyard, come and have a look at this.
Yeah.
But at the moment, it's a bit underground.
Yeah, we'd love to be able to help promote it and support it, but unfortunately there's not.
Well, that goes for any backyard. If you're a race director and you're hosting, and you want us to share blogs, YouTube channels, streams, or anything, we can do that. We've got a bit of a platform now.
Small platform.
We can at least kind of give back to the community. Thank you for watching. Check out.
Yeah. So if anyone knows who is running Manchester, can give us any information, please let us know. And then that brings us on to, you may have seen it sneakily earlier when I pressed the wrong button, but the unofficial at-large list for the UK.
Yeah.
Not on the website yet, probably won't be up until after the Worlds.
So this is just something we're keeping track of.
Yeah, this is what we're keeping track of. So you can see winner of the Cowshed way up there at the top with 35 yards. And probably the one that, I don't want to say surprised everyone, but Gosfield was a brand new backyard. No one knew how it was going to go. It was flat, like very flat. And you see they managed to get 3 runners right up at the top, right from the off, which is incredible. It's so good to see.
Yeah.
And then obviously the Rasselbocks are on there as well, and Kinloss, their assist has gotten there with 27. So that is the official, unofficial, official.
Yeah. Of UK runners. If you're wondering where the Kinloss winner is, it wouldn't have been a GB resident.
Yeah.
Which is why they're not there.
Yeah.
I think there's a few people that have run in the UK and could be on this list.
Same as the assist for Cowshed, not a British runner, or not a running for Great Britain. So that is why they are not on there.
Just to clarify.
Yeah. And that is pretty much all we've got. I think we'll be back. I think it's the 13th of this month. We're going to have Lindy Chambers, who is the team manager for the UK. He's going to be on. We're going to be giving a good old chinwag.
That's quite exciting.
Yes.
Because he's like a top dog in the UK backyard scene.
Yeah.
He's the Suffolk man.
So he's he's going to pop on. We're going to have a good chat. Obviously, they've got a new venue that they're using for the very first time for the champs. So we're going to try and get all the gossip and information off that. And this is
we've been cheeky. We got hold of some things.
We managed to get hold of the coins that the team champs are going to be competing for. So that is what they're going to be going for. But yeah, we're going to have a good old chinwag with Lindley, find out exactly what's going down, exactly what to expect, because it's not just a case of who's going to win goes to bigs. There's so much other fun stuff that kind of happens within the world event.
It's a backyard plus.
Yes.
And it's got a lot of very, very good runners.
Lots of countries kind of competing against each other. So we'll be back on the 13th of October, the Sunday, in the evening. We're going to have a nice hour and a bit long special, look at all the runners, have a chat with Lindley, and it's going to be good fun. Looking forward to that.
That's going to be very interesting.
Yeah.
We've got other bits on.
Yeah, 2nd of November, make sure you subscribe to the channel because we're heading up to Golspie up in Scotland for Golspie Backyard Ultra.
Yeah, we're going to be live streaming for them. Nice people, so we're just going to drive up and have the drive. It's about a 10-hour drive for me. I've not done something like that before.
Yeah.
But we're going to be at Golspie. We're going to be live streaming that.
And then next year, start of the summer or end of the spring, start of the spring, Maple Durham. We're going to be back down again live streaming there. Yeah. So, as always, if you're a race director and you would like your event live streamed, get in touch.
Yes.
And we will see what we can do.
Look at that. We've run out of notes.
Yeah, I've run out of notes. So I think that is pretty much all we've got to say. So,
do we have other photos, videos, or anything? Or
no, I think that's pretty much it.
Cool.
Excellent. All right. Well, thank you for tuning in. We will see you all on the. We might try and squeeze another one in next week, depending on how Putney Loop and Manchester do.
And we'll do news to tell.
Yeah, just
tell it.
a nice, quick, chilled out rundown one, and then we'll be back with Lindley just before the Nationals.
Which
so
you will not want to miss.
No, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, enjoy, and we will see you soon.
Have a lovely evening.